Hey, cheers to you, my comrade, my spectator, my fan of athletics. To Korea, that the host here. Have a lot of things to share, and I have a lot of good news, bad news, ugly news, drama, controversy, excitement. The reason why I've come to believe sports is almost like a religion. It has an appeal, it has emotions, and if you're not an emotional human being, sports can be boring to you because, yes, there's an intellectual capacity to it, there's a lot of mental, there's a lot of psychological, but again, it taps into the emotional part of it quite deep. And Tokyo has proven to be really the place where we should be hosting this championship. They had the post-COVID Tokyo Olympics. You remember that? The coldest, the emptiest. They're almost like, yeah, it was an empty stadium. And athletes had to participate in that environment. And to see the fans in Japan come out in throws and they are cheering their locals, they are excited. I think it's a good redemption story for them, almost like a full circle for Japanese community and nationals and people out there. They are cheering. And I'm an observer of little things like that. And the other thing I'm observing too in Tokyo, just to give you my caveat, is that it is hot. People talk of weather, people talk of hot. It's cooling down here. Some of us are scarving up, like protecting our little tropical bodies because temperature drops for me. I drop, I wear this. But anyway, thank you, my subscriber, for adding to the family of Tukoriadathoners. Welcome aboard. You'll be hearing more from me every now and then about athletics, but we are in the World Championship 2025. It gets better. I'm going to delve into something that is I found very interesting. Athletes speak. Noah Lyles in the first round of 100 meters, talking of the gold medalist from Jamaica that beat him to third place. I like what he said, but I've come to realize arrogance in sports can come back to bite you. What did Noah Lyles say? Well, he's scared because Oblique didn't have the first good round from the get-go. It didn't matter. It's how you finish. So Noah Lyles, as great as he is, he's arrogant. He has a big mouth. He speaks a lot. Sometimes he doesn't even know it's not filtered, and came back to bite him. Oblique Seville is 3-0 against him this year, and he wins gold for Jamaica. I was just putting it out there. The other statement I found very interesting is Josh Kerr, the 1500 meters defending champion, the 1500 meters. Post race, this is what he said: people have to go through me to win the 1500 meters in the finals. He made it the final. He stumbled through the finish line, got tripped there. And like I say in my one of my episodes, it's been carnage, my friend. It's been skin, blood, sweat, and everything else. It's been hard on the athletes. If you don't find your way right, the track is the way they figure it out. The configuration of the track is very interesting. They finish the race and they're running into cables. They finish the 100 meters, they're running into cables. They're running into mayhem of tripping hazards. Come on, Japan. Come on. While you can do better in configuring the field that is fair for athletes. The idea that they are going upstairs after the race, their legs are gone, they are tired. To me, it's not thinking ahead. It's not a good visionary environment. Envision well for the athletes' well-being as they recover and finish the races. Anyway, my perspective. I'm focusing on a few events. Cameron, I think what's her name? Cameron, I forgot her last name. The Canadian put the hammer down, went 80 meters up north. I have a friend in Canada. Go Canadians, 80 meters plus to Cameron. And she wins the hammer. I think the second place was a Chinese Zhao, and it goes like that. But the win, she threw that, I think it was the second throw she delivered that. I don't know, it was her father, her coach understands. You can tell this woman, as great as she's been all year, she is here to put that hammer. And she did that in style. Gold medal to Canadians in the hammer. I'm in the field events. I'm excited about field events. You know why? I saw pole vault. I watched pole vault. You know what's going to happen in pole vault. I'm talking of men in particular. Modo Duplantis, the Swede, was in the mix. Karalis, the Greek god, an Australian marshal. That's how it turned out. That's how it turned out. Let me say something about Duplantis. Duplantis right now, I think he can say whatever he wants. He's one guy who can speak. If he's healthy, he finds a runway. Corrales has given him a run for his money most of the season. He's almost become a buddy. Like, hey, uh, let's go 5-9-5 just to get started. Let's see how many people we can eliminate. Let's see how many casualties kind of just fall on the wayside. Many did, including Kendricks, the American. He got emotional when he cleared a height, but that's the last emotion he could deliver on that because Corrales came back. He went 6 meters. Then Modo Duplantis decided, you know what? I'm a ninja. I own Hollywood in pole vault. And I tell you something about pole vault is a camaraderie. You know that just because you've cleared this height does not guarantee you're going to clear the next one. So Modo, I think what he does, which is he plays mind games. So he can clear the first height. You know, like maybe he went 5-9-5, I think. Then he sits around and says, okay, guys, show me what you got. And he's sitting there high-fiving. Then they come by the god of pole vault. They're like, okay. They pass. You watch this thing. It's very funny. I watch those little things. Okay, Mondo. Okay, Mondo. We just cleared that height. What are you going to do? Then Mondo decides, I'm going wild record. Everybody's like, oh, man. That's why he's been sitting here waiting so he can go. Mondo Duplantis, right now, I've said this over and over again. I'll never get tired of this. He owns this event. Like Eliud Kipchoge, whom I commissioned somebody to call it Kipchoge-thon. There's some people who just owns an event for a long time. They should just name it after them. They name buildings after people, roads after everybody. Name pole vault Mondo Vault. This guy is just too good. He's just that good. Okay, people are retiring left and right. People are being eliminated left and right. Modo Duplantis is just sitting there, say, "Let me take a nap." When he wakes up, he's like, "Oh, what did you guys clear? Oh, 6 meters. Okay, can you guys just move it up to the world record?" That's what he does, and he wins the world champion. He's a world champion in pole vault again. Hey, right? Those words, guys. Why don't you watch the great while they're still here? That's what I usually say. I said after Sergei Bubka, the Ukrainian in the 90s, we have a Swede who owns this event. Hands down. Hands down. He's quick. He's technically superior. And one thing about pole vault I even see, I think cameras are doing me justice. You know, in pole vault, somebody's pretty much standing on their arms and their legs are up. So there's this lateral projection. There's a pole vault, and then the human being is up there. Can you imagine doing that? I don't think I've done a handstand in my life. I don't like my head being below my legs and my legs being above my legs being above my head. That's a weird position. And by the way, he's 6 meters above, and he's doing that with a smile. Well, some of us have what we call height phobia. That's not for me, but that's for Mondo Duplantis. I get excited. I think they have these cameras that give us an angle, and I'm looking at like, hey, dude, is your head and then the pole vault and then your legs? Oh my God, it's incredible. It's incredible field event to watch. Trust me. Even Hammer, when those women were rotating, a man, whatever, they are defying a lot of things that some of us are sitting on here saying, oh my God, they're going to break into two pieces. No, they're athletes. They're ready. They train. They know what they're doing. Modo Duplantis, the winner. Great guy. Great guy. Steeplechase final. Steeplechase final. Oh, who's the defending champion? El Bakkali, the Moroccan. Rabat, Marrakesh. So let's begin that event. If you watched it, I watched it. Nobody. I think there's one thing about this going around the track right now in Tokyo. The people look like they're laboring. I've said this about the weather and the component and the elements. It's very hard. And nobody is, I don't think we are talking enough. I know there's water stations in some events we saw in the 10K, but it's very hard in Tokyo. So the 3,000 steeplechase, El Bakkali, Girma Kibiwot, the Kenyan, is way back, and the Kibiwot stayed back there, never got out of there. He was a caboose. He was a caboose. And that's where he stayed. He didn't look good. He was a non-factor. Let me just fast forward to the last 400 meters. Girma, the Ethiopian, says, I'm going for gold. Y'all come get me. He did very well, so he thought. El Bakkali, 200 meters to go, charges for home too. I think he passes him at the water barrier, and everybody's getting baptized the last time before they come the home straight. And that's when you realize, oh my goodness, this is a close race. Everybody's fading except Edmond Serem, the Kenyan. El Bakkali is still relevant. Girma was still there. I just mentioned those ones until the Kiwi, the New Zealander, the Auckland from New Zealand. Okay, let me just slow down. Did you watch the semis in the 3,000 steeplechase? Did you watch a man or another athlete? It was a fall, it was a tripping on the steeplechase barrier. There was carnage, there was mayhem. Again, another mayhem. I repeat myself. It's been tough on this athlete. This Geordie Beanish, the New Zealandia, he got caught in that tripping in the semis. He went down. There's a picture, iconic picture camera caught. Somebody's foot, and by the way, that foot could have anything on under the shoe. His shoe was on his face. He got up and made the final. The New Zealandia was on the ground in the semis with the foot on his face. He got up, made the final. In this home straight, in the final, he finds what I call what is happening beneath this event. Al Bakkali thought he had this thing. I mean, he's been doing this year out. He did in the Olympics, the World Championship before. He knows how to finish. Not today. Not against the Beamer. The Beamish Georgiadia from New Zealand had something to say about this. He wins the first gold medal to New Zealand. El Bakkali could not be comforted or consoled losing to Beamish. He could not. He lost it. And that's what is going on in Tokyo. You have no idea. That's why we watch these shows. We watch these unfolding spectacular events in Tokyo, my friend. I was like, did I just watch Beamish get out from the semifinals, smashed on the face by somebody after falling, got out, and won a gold medal? That's a story. That's a movie. Okay? If you didn't see that, I told you go back and watch it. Brilliant race. Brilliant. That's what makes you scratch your head and say, what did I just see? Yeah, you saw that. New Zealand gold medal in steeplechase. Jimmy Grosher, gold medal in 10K. Where are the African domination? What happened in this World Championship? You don't write that script anywhere. Nobody will give you that script. That's why we watch the sport. That's why some of us are addicted to watching sports. You have no idea. It's like lottery. You're rooting for somebody. You think you have El Bakkali winning 3,000. And by the way, Edmond Serem wins a bronze medal for Kenya. Brilliant young man, 17 years old. I read an article early part of this year when I was trying to make a case for Kenyans of how they've fallen out of grace and dominance in the steeplechase. The Serem's family is coached by their father. They've been a little bit of a kind of a family affair. And they spoke a little bit about how they want to reclaim the winning streaks and the trophies and the medals for Kenyans. This young man led most of the race in 3,000 steeplechase. He comes back at the last dash for gold for any medal, gets a bronze. He's 17. The Serems, I salute their family. They spoke well and they do well here. I still have a problem with Kenya. We cannot settle for mediocre the way we've been doing the last championship and Olympics. Since Ezekiel Kemboi and our dominance in the past, I think they can do better. But the Serem, if they are working as a team, as a family, and making bold statements in the beginning of the season, we are here to reclaim it back. Maybe it goes through them. Of course, we are the Kemboys. We might have the Serems. And I'm happy and proud of the young man, Kenyan, who finally makes us relevant in the 3,000 steeplechases. But that's not the story, my friend, still. How did New Zealand do this? New Zealand dethrones Morocco. Girma, world record holder, doesn't even medal. He doesn't medal. That was a shocker still. And the shocker still is the gold medalist, El Bakkali, unconsolable, getting a silver medal. I think he was embarrassed. That's what happened when you want to win it all. That was my take, my friend. More to come because this is day 3. We've just gotten started in Tokyo. Just my perspective. I call it the honorary perspective of athletics in Tukoriada, where you, the subscriber, and me, the narrator, the post-analyst, the broadcaster, the host, it's an honor to share with you my perspective. Hope you enjoy this, and if you do me a favor, click that button once and you are set for life. That was me, my friend. Cheers. Let me finish my cup of tea. I got things to do. I think I have more to see what happened here and there. I'll let you know what I see. And if you have any comment, my friend, if you have to spell check, let AI do it for you. And I'll talk to you on the other side of the pillow, my friend. Cheers. Glad tidings. Blessed.